Egos. Have we got one? Have you got one? Do I have one? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, from my perspective, your ego, my ego, is simply a part, it's an aspect of whom I perceive myself to be, and to that extent, I'm not really in control of that part of myself. It's intrinsically part, if you like, of my persona, just as much as it's part of your persona. And especially in the spiritual community, I find ego has a negative connotation. And you know, maybe it's another of the spiritual sticks that we can beat ourselves up with, or my ego, or we've got to surrender our ego, we've got to dissolve our ego. Well, I'm not waiting for a better version of myself, because that's illusionary. Right here, right now is your true reality. So if you address what you consider to be your ego, in the Hatha yoga tradition, our ego, part of the ahamkara, this your sense of identity. And I know, as I've moved through my, if you like, journey, my spiritual journey, I've addressed the ego. I've tried to, like I was saying before, even dissolve my ego, and you're denying an aspect of yourself, of whom you are. Now, my opinion, my experience of ego is, if it needs to be defended, well, then that can create disharmony. That can become a problem. All these millions, billions of egos around the planet that need to be defended, maybe that's the reason why there are all these wars in the world, all this terrible, terrible conflict. And so, first of all, maybe it's helpful to define what your ego means to you. Is it an expression of yourself? Is it something intrinsically part of what you consider to be yourself? Some people like apples, some people like pears. It's not a cognitive decision that you make. It's not an intellectualization. It just simply is. It's a part of you. And to disrespect or disregard that is to disregard an aspect of yourself. So for me, I accept whom I am. I accept the way that I present myself, the way I feel moved to present myself into the world, because it's not really a conscious decision. And so to by any way deny that aspect of yourself is to inflict a negative connotation upon yourself. Through my times, I've studied and involved myself in various spiritual traditions, and as I sit here, I have full respect for whatever tradition, whatever pathway that you feel moved to travel. But what I see when I've stayed in ashrams, when I've stayed in some monasteries, Buddhist monasteries, and from the inside I can see that by conforming, by wearing the same coloured robes, maybe by shaving your head, it can be an approach maybe to letting go of part of the personification of yourself. But do you know, and again I mean this with no disrespect, if we're looking in terms of ego, maybe you've just got the wearing the robe shaved head then ego. So I feel that it's not some part of yourself that you can dismiss, and maybe the energy involved in dismissing or trampling over the expression of yourself is detrimental to yourself. So love yourself, accept yourself for whom you are, and if you don't need to defend your ego, as long as you're not hurting anything or anyone out there in the world, you don't need to defend it, well then it becomes an embellishment of yourself. Thank you for listening to my musings. If you like the video, please like it, share it, subscribe, press the notification button. I put material up now pretty much every day, so thank you for allowing me to share this with you. Sharing the love. Thank you.